You're watching Cartell TV and I'm Jenny. Help us out by subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification button. Today we're doing something a bit different on Cartell TV. We're going to be answering one of the top questions we get commonly asked.
Hey Jenny, I'd love to know what the top 5 features are that I should consider if I wanted to buy a car this year in 2020.
And this is a tough question. It does come down to the individual because we all want different things when we're buying a new car. So I tried to pick 5 pretty essential things that could be overlooked. Our model today will be the beautiful Kia Cerato GT, which is a small affordable car and actually has all the features that I will be talking about. If you want a full review of the latest Cerato, you'll find links below for that too. So in no particular order, here are my top 5. 1. A great infotainment system. In 1910, a Swede named Mr. Ericsson installed the first phone into a car. Makes sense. The very first car radios were introduced in 1930. And before that, I guess people were just doing their own a cappella versions of carpool karaoke.
Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men, he marched them up to the top of the hill.
It was 1968 when we saw the first cassette player introduced into a car dashboard. And the very first OEM CD player came out in about 1987. It's 2020. So when we drive nowadays, we expect a level of ambient audio-visual pleasure to enhance our driving experience. Nowadays, you can listen to podcasts, have business conference calls, play your favorite music on request. So having a really good infotainment system has to be high on your priority list. Some of the things we expect an infotainment system to have: a user-friendly smart interface with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a generous size screen, and enabled with safety features like a reversing camera. I also value at least 2 USB inputs for charging, as well as ergonomic and convenient places to keep your mobile devices, especially while plugged into the USB. This Cerato actually gets extra points because it has a wireless charger, which gives you somewhere to keep your phone while charging it. 2. Fuel efficiency. With the price of oil on a downward spiral right now, I'm guessing the thirst levels of cars may be becoming less of a concern for some. But we shouldn't kid ourselves because we can't guarantee that those prices are going to stay low, and also consider current trends and government environmental targets. I would, if I could, hedge my bets on an EV right now. But for those of you who aren't ready to splurge on an electric, we would recommend going for a smaller turbo engine. With the latest tech, despite misleading advertising and some blunt failures, they now allow for better performance as well as more mileage. As a little benchmark, I would expect a smaller car like this to have a fuel consumption of under 7 litres per 100 kilometres. And this little Kia Cerato does scrape in there with a 1.6 litre turbo. Combined with dual clutch transmission, it consumes 6.8 litres per 100 kilometres on average. 3. A minimum 5-year warranty. No matter how reliable a brand may consider itself, all cars are susceptible to issues. And when something comes up, you want to feel that that company has your back, and not for half the price of the actual car. That's why we suggest a minimum of 5 years warranty, with some manufacturers like Kia offering up to 7. Now, while most big brands have upped the game and offer at least a 5-year warranty, there are still some companies out there that are only offering 3. So this is something you definitely want to check out before you sign any new car deal. 4. Maximize space. And what I mean is well illustrated by this Cerato hatch. I mean, it is a small car, but it still has a spacious interior and boot. Rear seats in the Cerato give a lot of space for its class. The point is that it's a compact car, but it will drive 4 people in reasonable comfort. We have found it's often not the case, especially with a couple of cars in the subcompact SUV category. So when you're checking out your next potential set of wheels, make sure you not only take it for a test drive, but you also sit in the back once you've put the driving seat in your driving position, because you'll be the one driving most of the time. So you will know exactly how much room your passengers will have and how comfortable they will be, or not. 5. Reasonable ongoing service costs. And here's where you can find that the cost of your car can actually end up being a lot more in the long run than you bargained for. All manufacturers have different recommended servicing frequency and servicing costs. So be sure to check this before making your next vehicle purchase. Add up the ongoing service costs for an estimated duration in which you expect to keep the vehicle. If you plan to service at an independent dealer, make the call to them and ask the questions.
So this was just a little video covering some pretty vital considerations before purchasing your new car. But of course there are plenty of other ones, and it depends on what you'll be using your car for. I mean, safety features I really haven't touched on because there are so many amazing new safety features, and some of those are absolutely essential. And that deserves a whole other video, so we can talk about that later. Thanks again for watching CarTell TV. So you've heard some of my top features, and another one I didn't mention, heated seat. I'm really enjoying that right now. What are your top must-have features for 2020? I mean, is your jam the glass floor and the personalized gold number plates? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Peace and stay well.